Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test. Well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Nostalgia Test Podcast. I'm Dan Dissinger here in LA, and I'm here with my longtime friend and co-host, Manny Coelho, there in New York. Manny, how are you on this fine evening tonight?
Good. What's going on, guys? Guys, if this is your first time at the Nostalgia Test Podcast, this is where we put our pop culture past to the test. Dan and I decide whether or not something stays nostalgic or it passes the nostalgia test, which means that it is still enjoyable today.
And just to be in on the conversation after the episodes, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Nostalgia Test, and on Twitter at Nostalgia Test. Come to the website, sign up for the email, suggest the test, and the website address is thenostalgiatest.com, or go old school and email us at thenostalgiatest@gmail.com. Wow, Manny.
All right. So now we're at a new episode today.
Woo! New episode.
And it is not a movie, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
It is not a movie.
I feel like we always, when we get to the non-movie episodes, where it's like, boom, not another movie. Not that I don't.
I think it's funny. It almost is like everybody's like, why don't they like doing movies? Like, no, it's because movies are. There's so many of them, and I think they're not that they're easy to do, because they're not. And we go hard on them.
We go deep.
We go deep. When we do another test, it's like usually lists, and I like the lists. I like that we got to do 5 different videos today, even though it wasn't a movie. It was still videos. So. And I like this one.
Yeah. And
Dan came up with this one, ladies and gentlemen. Dan, what was it?
Well, today we are, in a way, continuing what we did from episode 15 with our guest host, Jess Stanizik. Shout out to Jess Stanizik, where on episode 15, we looked at the best R&B videos from the 1995 VMA Awards. And today we are going back in time to 1995 again, to the VMAs, and we're looking at the category Best Alternative Video. And in that category are some heavy hitters. I mean, this was, to me, just like the R&B category, a heavy hitter category. We have Stone Temple Pilots with Interstate Love Song, Hole with Doll Parts, Green Day's Basket Case Video, The Cranberries' Zombie, and Weezer with Buddy Holly. Manny, thoughts right out the gate on this.
Thoughts right out the gate. I was excited. I kind of remembered the videos. Of course, I remember the songs. Definitely in the 90s, man. I don't know, man. I hate to say rock is dead, but there was some great rock and alternative rock coming out of that time. I loved growing up in the 90s. And I loved all the alternative rock that was out there. So I was excited to go in here. So we're putting obviously the videos to the test.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're allowed to talk about the song itself as well. There's one that I didn't really like at all.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Maybe we're talking about the same one, because when I put it on, I was like, here we go.
I was like, man, this is a throwaway. They definitely didn't win. I'm not going to say who won. But we could start off with that one. We could both say it at the same time.
Okay, we want to say the band or the song.
Let's say the band.
Okay, ready?
Hopefully it's the same.
If it isn't, we're gonna be in trouble. But
okay,
here we go. Ready?
One, two, three.
Hole.
Stone Temple Pilots. What? No way. You didn't like Hole? You didn't like it? Oh, man.
I hate that video.
Really?
Yeah, and I hate that.
Man. You know that video was actually made by the same person who did Teen Spirit?
Dude, wait. Can we just say we suck?
First, I can't believe that you like the Stone Temple Pilots.
Count off correctly. Like,
whatever.
3,
Doesn't
4,
matter. Who cares? I actually was really thinking you were going to say Stone Temple Pilots. I was like, meh. I was so done with this.
I do think it's funny, like, that you say that, and I think it was a hard thing, kind of like, and this is such a weird comparison, that like the sitcom theme song episode, so many songs have such a close relationship with these songs that it was hard for me maybe to discern between the video. So maybe you'll, be able to convince me that maybe this
Okay.
first one, Interstate Love Song, by Stone Temple Pilots, wasn't that great. So,
Well, I think the song itself I didn't like, but I'll
okay.
say that I like the intro to the film because it kind of reminded me of Smashing Pumpkins, the one when they did the moon over the moon thing tonight. Was it tonight? They did
Yeah,
that. Where it was kind of like that silent film look. So the intro was great. I like that whole like kind of look like he was Dracula / Charlie Chaplin type of ish silent film. His nose kept getting longer and longer throughout the thing. But then the song didn't do anything for me.
So that song doesn't do it like Interstate.
The song itself and the rest of the film, the rest of the video. I hated the coloring.
I thought
they should have kept it. They should have kept it. You liked it?
No, I thought I was watching an unofficial video. Like I was like, wait, this is the official video, right? I was confused by the coloring, but then it was so 90s in that way, and also Stone Temple Pilots. Like I feel like that felt like the band. Like I was like, okay, now I'm back in that mode. You know what I mean? It took me a little bit to get inundated back into that alternative space for the video as well. So I was like, okay, but the coloring is correct actually.
Got it. Okay. So you like this song? Like, did it bring back any memories for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love this song. I had this. I had this tape. I had this cassette tape.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've had this tape. When we get to another one, I had that one. But I love this song. I liked STP. I know a lot of people didn't like. People like Stone Temple Pilots, but I think they came during.
I can't believe you just said STP. Yeah, you you like you like Stone Temple Pilots when you say the acronym.
Yeah, I'm looking. A little facts like Stone Temple Pilots, also known by the initials STP. STP is an American rock band from San Diego that originally consisted of Scott Weiland, rest in peace, and brothers Dean DeLeo, Robert DeLeo, and Eric Kretz. The band's lineup remained unchanged from its formation in 1989 until the firing of Weiland in 2013. And, they've had a ton of hits. They have had a really good amount of albums. And then unfortunately, Scott Weiland, like many, lead singers and many people from the 90s, just got into drugs really heavy. And it kind of became the downfall for them.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is it like where people grew up, or like just because of that generation, like the drugs were that hard?
Dude,
because like other rock bands before them, think about it. Like they're still around.
There's a lot of them still around.
There's still a lot of them still around, still freaking rocking out.
Yeah.
And they're like falling apart. Like Mick Jagger, I don't know how he's still alive.
I was going to say, do you want to name names? Because
this guy must have sold his soul to the devil.
God.
Is being, puppeteered, just kind of like being John Malkovich, who's been being John Malkovich type of shit. Like, who is still stringing this man along?
That's what bothers me about the 90s, that there's so many people that were during the 90s, like killing it, and then died recently, like when Chris Cornell died a few years ago. That really hit me hard. And I think when I went into watching this video, I went into a 90s kind of like video hole and then came up with something from Chris Cornell and things like that. And I was just like, man, that you're right. Like what you said in the beginning of the show, that like maybe rock is dead. I don't know. Like, because it definitely doesn't make the impact that it did in the 90s. That those bands were just amazing. I mean, even when we get to some of these other ones, I have some things to say about even just the sound, that I was reminded at how heavy some of these songs were.
You know that when you don't feel well or depressed a little bit, you're having a shit day, you want to listen to this shit song. Like this is, even though like you would think you'd want to hear like something more like upbeat, you're like, no, I want to get in. I want to have somebody relate to me, so I know I'm not alone. And I think that's what it's like, like you want to get all the awfulness out by listening to awfulness. And like a lot of these songs, man, I was like, whew. These are dark songs, but at the same time, great.
But see, like Stone Temple, like Interstate Love Song sounds more upbeat than most songs that came out of that era. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that people kind of didn't like about Stone Temple Pilots, was that they were a little too polished than other bands like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and stuff like that, and Nirvana that came out earlier than them. And a lot of people felt like they put on that sound. Oh my God, there it is. And so just a little bit of video. The music video is directed by Kevin Kerslake, was a washed out color effect throughout the majority of the video, and features a long-nosed protagonist escaping from an unseen pursuer. The protagonist's nose grows longer throughout the video, similar to Pinocchio, to symbolize the theme of lying in the song lyrics. At the beginning of the video, an early 1900s silent film-esque clip of the protagonist is shown. I mean, that's a little bit of the video.
Yeah, and I like that part of it. I thought that was. I mean, I guess what got me, and again, we're just doing the video, was the song. Like, I don't know why. I don't hate the song. It's just it didn't hit me right.
Yeah, I could see that. But the video itself is good. I don't think I think it deserving of a VMA. I mean, I guess I think it was interesting, the coloring and the silent film part in the beginning, and how that was all developed. But it's funny, like a lot of these videos are of the bands playing, and that's so like old school, and I love that, and I miss that from videos. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at it now. It's so stylized. You know, they look like a '90s band. Like they're '90s to the core. But this video is so weird. It's just weird.
No, it is. It's very, like I said, like very Charlie Chaplin type of thing. Yeah. And they definitely love putting the band in singing somewhere, either in the scene or let's just do the band. Which, like in episode 15 that we did, there was some of that. I know, like Jay did that, like they were dancing, or like was Boys to Men, Don't Let the Water Run Dry, when they're just like just showing them. But then I liked more of like the performance aspect and having more of a story, where this had kind of both. But yet I was okay with just the bands in some of these videos. Like in the future videos, the two that I loved the most was really just about the two bands playing. Like in every part of the video.
What was so funny was during this, as the video is going, I'm trying to like ground myself in it, but it's like the way it's shot is kind of like, you know how like The Shield is shot, and like that really gritty kind of handheld way. And I'm just like, I felt like I was like, all right, am I not focusing? Like, what's happening? And there's like close-ups, like I'm watching him like throw cards. I'm like, I don't know what that scene's for. Or like, you know, and then all of a sudden, one of my favorite things, and it reminded me of episode 15, is a helicopter came out of nowhere in the desert. As they're driving through the desert, I'm like, man, here it is. He's driving this shitty car, and then a helicopter. That was crazy. Man, was it just easy to get a helicopter?
Dude, it was like it was a thing. It might have not even been a helicopter. It could have been a crane shot. I don't know.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm waiting for that helicopter. There it is. No, the helicopter flies out of nowhere. It's not like even a helicopter shot. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and that is just that's a lot of money to get a helicopter to kind of, because that helicopter's there all day. You know, it's not just doing a flyover and then that's the end. You know, it's just like that thing is there all day long. But the video is really trippy too. I mean, because it gets to that point where like he's wearing that pink jacket, or you know, whatever he's wearing, and then all of a sudden that color is like predominant in like the in the video. So there's a lot of color changes as well, which is really interesting.
Sure. No, I mean, I'm coming back to it. As a film, it is a good. It's better. I'm looking at it again. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I only like looked at it twice, and you know, then I was like, I hate the song. Let me move on. I'm gonna study the other ones more. So well, but I mean, I get, like I said, it has a beginning, like the guy's being chased. At the end, you're not really sure what happens. The car is upside down. Now he's like, you know, on top of the car, and you're just like, did he get caught? I don't know.
I want to know how he got to the desert. I mean, because it literally looked like he was in a city, and then all of a sudden he's like running in the desert.
We're in the city, and now we're in the desert.
It looked really, really Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, like those driving scenes. Like that's what it really like looked like.
Might have been. I mean, the guy could just be tripping. So, are we gonna test this at the end or test now?
I think we test now.
We test
I
now.
think you
Okay.
think about like, does this pass the nostalgia test? Meaning, is it nostalgic? Is it just stay in the '90s and visit sometimes, or
Hmm.
do we think that this is still good?
I would say it's barely nostalgic. Um, it could stay in the '90s. I'm not gonna go watch it again.
So, but it's nostalgic. It hasn't hit
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely like this is a '90s video that alternative bands are doing and stuff
Yeah.
like so. It does remind me of other '90s videos. It just doesn't do anything else for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's barely nostalgic, but I'm going to agree that it has a strong sense of nostalgia for me. And I think that and that's it. And I think though, even though I enjoy Stone Temple Pilots, and like I said, I enjoyed the video and I enjoyed watching it and I enjoyed listening to them, they don't have too much replay value for me. So for me, it does remain nostalgic. It brings me to a certain moment. And that's really it. And just, yeah, I mean, still though, like, rest in peace, Scott Weiland. I mean, and everyone else from the '90s, Lane Stanley from Alice in Chains. I mean, it just became pretty depressing at some point. I think the '90s. That's what I remember. I mean, think about
Yeah,
how
they
like,
need to all start just watching their like own videos to maybe feel better.
yeah. But think about how many people we lost to from the night, like even
Oof.
before 2000. I mean, even the lead singer of Sublime, Bradley Noel. I mean, that was tragic as well. Like the
Yeah, I
90s
mean,
living
it'd
life.
be crazy to see like a study of like what was wrong like mentally or like what what
I
did
don't,
parents do wrong in that
I
generation
don't fucking
or I
know.
don't know, man. Like
All right, so Stone Temple Pilots remains nostalgic. On to
so
video number two.
whole doll
Yeah,
parts.
doll
So
parts.
I like this video somewhat. It was like, I mean, it reminded me, even though this came out afterwards, was like Blair Witchy, like
Yeah,
where it was, like you're not really sure where they're filming. You're not really sure what the hell is going on. It is really depressing.
yeah.
It, it, I didn't mind it.
I am. I think the problem for me is this. It's very repetitive. Do you know what I
The
mean? Like
video,
the video and also
okay.
the song. And like and I didn't know how many times. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know how many times she really said, Courtney Love said, what is that, you there or whatever it was. I can't even say the lyrics. I have no idea. That was a horrible impression. That's actually probably not a bad
I don't
impression
know
of Courtney
what
Love.
you just said.
I didn't think of the lyrics of this because there's like that one part where she just says it like 5 or 6 times, and I'm just like, oh, and someday you will ache like I ache over and oh, she said it like 3 or 4 times. It sounded like she said it forever.
She also at one point says, "I want to be the girl with the most cake."
Yeah, she goes, I want to be the girl with the most cake. And then she goes, I love him so much, it just turns to hate. I fake it so real, I'm beyond fake. And someday you'll ache like I ache. And then she says that 4 more times.
Hmm.
I think I just have a lot of not
Do you
good
not like her
feelings for
because
Courtney
like
Love.
she might have been like the reason for Kurt Cobain to like.
I saw the song, I heard the song, and I was like, I feel like this is a song that Kurt Cobain could have written. And
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that it like both of these bands were kind of very similar, and I'm like, wow, you know.
yeah, exactly. I mean, but the video, it reminded me of like something that Marilyn Manson would do, but with more sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't particularly love the video. I didn't mind the song too much, but the video itself was kind of bland. It also was like there were at least with Stone Temple Pilots. Now that we're going over it, there was somewhat of a storyline. This is nothing. Like she's just, I mean, she's in pain, obviously, right? She's in a room
Yeah,
curled up. She
yeah,
also sees herself as a kid, curled up
yeah,
alone in a room holding a doll. You know, like so nothing has changed. So did she ever really grow up? I mean,
yeah,
but it's only just her and then like the band. And yeah, I get it. And there's not much going on here. I mean, the crane
yeah.
shots are nice. I mean, the dolly shots are all right.
Yeah, I mean, she wrote this apparently in 1991, soon after she met Kurt Cobain, and has admitted that its lyrics were about her insecurity of his romantic interest in her. It went on to become one of the band's most popular songs, peaking on the U.S. Billboard Modern Rock Tracks at number 4, and is considered by fans and critics alike as one of Hole's signature tracks. I would agree. I mean, when I think of Hole, I think of this song. I didn't know the name of the song until like I saw the name of the song. But
had zero idea that this was the name of the song.
Yeah,
I was like, what the hell is Doll Parts and why is Dan making me watch this? And then I was like, oh, it's this song.
Yeah, why is Dan making me dude, like on Wikipedia there's a picture of the doll, and the doll symbolism and a child resembling Kurt Cobain. So the child resembles Kurt Cobain are prominent in the song's music video. So it's like the kid's supposed to be Kurt Cobain and she's the doll. Sure.
I guess. This is a fucked up relationship.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It might, yeah. I don't want to go into some conspiracy theories here, but poof, there's been a lot over these two.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad video, but I think I was bored by it because I think the song was boring. So like
it definitely gets boring. Just like the conversation about this. So we're gonna move on. We're just gonna put this right to the test. Like some things deserve a little bit longer, Dan, and this doesn't.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna take it back, and Stone Temple Pilots has gone above this one because at least Stone Temple Pilots had some storyline going on.
It had some life to it. It had some smiling. It had something. Not that every video has to have someone smiling in it or some like happiness or any sort of light, but I was bored. I don't even think I watched the whole video.
All right, so I guess now is it nostalgic though?
I'm going out on a limb and I'm saying no. I don't like it. I don't think I'll ever want to see this ever again. This has zero replay value for me. I'm saying
I would say this song is a little bit more nostalgic. The video itself is out, not even getting on nostalgia.
Yeah, the video.
I didn't even remember it at all. Like I said, like you said Doll Parts. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I can imagine if like, I would love if this was the episode where Mike was on. It's like, all right, Mike, did you watch Doll Parts? It's like,
all right, next one. What do you want to do?
Wait, so it's bad for you too?
Bad. It's bad. It doesn't even get to nostalgia.
You know what's funny? As we're going through this now, if I compare this to the R&B category, there's a lot of depression in the alternative rock category.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe that's why what won. Now that I'm rethinking it, I'm just like, yeah, maybe they had to make sure that whoever the band that won the VMA for this won, because if they gave it to any of the other bands, minus the band we're about to talk about, they would have been like, this is depressing and horrifying. We're already giving Waterfalls a bit of that award. I think we have to liven this up a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's it's so depressing. This one's really bad.
All right.
There was someone that said, there was a comment. They said something about like 90s alternative is like a Sunday right before you know you have to go to work the next day or something like that. And how shitty you feel.
Yo, that is so right. Because when you think of some of the other bands, like even bands that I love from the 90s that like made amazing songs like Soundgarden, like if you listen to Black Hole Sun, it's not like you're getting psyched up. It's like, Black Hole Sun, won't you come to wash away the rain? I'm not going to go like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm pumped up. Let's get out there. Never be spoken. Like, I mean, I'm not listening to Jeremy and being like, all right, it's gonna be a good day.
No, like I said, this is like melancholy when you're feeling melancholy.
Yeah, I'm glad with that Jeremy. When did that song come out? Let's never do that video.
No, I'm not putting that to the test, even if someone suggests it.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, people.
So next one, I would say let's do Green Day.
Yes. Okay. Green Day's Basket Case.
Yes.
Now,
I thoroughly remember this being one of my favorite videos and one of my favorite albums.
Did you have this on tape?
Yes, I did.
You did? So you had the blue tape, right?
Yeah. No, this was great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I loved the video. I thought it was really colorful. I liked the whole story, how they set each of them up
Yeah.
individually at different points of the song. I thought it was great.
He looks like a maniac, dude. I'm
He
watching
looks insane. He looks like he belongs where this takes place. I thought it was great. I thought the direction of this video was great. Like, I would have to say this almost might have been a winner if it wasn't for the reason why who won. I know why.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I'll bring that up then. But this is great. The shots in this were phenomenal.
I think. I love this. I mean, I know some people probably hate this video or like have some choice words about Green Day, but like Dookie was a great album. I mean, I remember listening to the whole album and reading the lyrics, and not that anything was so profound, but like that it was just cool to have a blue tape. That was fun. I remember opening that case. I'm like, holy shit, the tape is blue.
The tape is blue. It's not white or clear.
I know. I'm like, oh my God. I remember talking about
they must have paid a lot more money for that dye. For like absolutely. The blue dye. Of course they did. And they're like, we don't care, we're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love, and the name of that album is so funny. It's called Dookie. And I remember talking to someone about it, and they're like, the album's called Dookie. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. It's so stupid.
Exactly. No, they were definitely punk rock. I mean, they were so young when they did this too. He looks so young.
I know.
I feel old while looking at this.
Right? Like, I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, oh my God. First of all, if you don't know anything about Green Day, I mean, for posterity, I guess, for like when people are listening to this 100 years from now, Green Day is an American rock band formed in the East Bay of California in 1987 by lead vocalist and guitarist Billie Joe Armstrong and bassist and backing vocalist Mike Dirnt. For much of the band's career, they have been a trio with a drummer, Trey Cool, who replaced Johnny Kiffmeyer in 1990 before the recording of the band's second studio album, Kerplunk. Touring guitarist Jason White became a full-time member in 2012, but returned to his role as a touring member in 2016. Green Day's been around forever. This video, as well, is probably one of their most important songs, I would say, only because they solidified them as a band. I mean, it's huge.
Dude, not even just a band. I mean, these guys, I would say this went pop, right?
Oh,
like, even though this was alternative rock, like, this is one of the bands that hit pop, like pop alternative rock, kind of paved the way to like Blink-182, Good Charlotte, like all those guys. Green Day was there first.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, the music video was directed by Mark Core. The video was filmed in an actual mental institution called Agnew's Developmental Center in Santa Clara County, California, at the request of the band members. The mental institution had been abandoned, but most of the structure remained in a broken down state. The band members found old patient files, deep scratches in the walls, and dental molds scattered around. The video frequently references the films One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Brazil. The music video was originally filmed in black and white, and color was added in later by Mike Dirnt. Trey Cool confessed it on the Green Day video special at Daily Motion, contributing to the surreal effect of the video. However, the patients of the mental institution remain black and white in the video. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's why it was so interesting. Like, the coloring was so, like, I was like, man, the set design is insane. That's cooler that they even did that they were able to add the color to the black and white.
The one thing I do remember about this video, I was like, man, that drummer is fast.
Yes.
But then when I started learning guitar, I started figuring out that all of their songs had the same chords in it.
Well, I mean,
this album, it was all the same power chords. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved it so much. It was the same one over and over again.
Of course, and that's why it was very likable to the ear. It's like, it's great. I mean, dude, there's so many like great little things. Like, do you notice that the mic is taped on?
The mic is taped.
Right, like taped on, as if they were insane, they don't want them to take the mic and do something with the mic. Like, there was so much great detail to this video where they're just taking the pills. One guy's trying to escape, and he looks insane. Billy looks insane. His eyes look insane.
Yeah, the whole video, the song itself was written by him about panic disorder and anxiety before he was even diagnosed with it. So it was things that he was going through, apparently, to kind of like, that he couldn't, I guess, verbalize or understand about himself. So I guess he wrote this song.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the songs that definitely wasn't melancholy. So much more energy than the other two songs that we had played. I mean, I guess Don't Step Pilot had some energy in it. Doll Parts was the slowest of them all. It's funny. The song itself is about someone who's going mentally crazy, but I felt so much energy in it.
I think watching that video brings me back to that album, and I'm like, oh, I want to go back to that whole album because there were so many good songs on it.
Yeah. No, definitely. This video is the perfect advertisement to this album.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I loved how like the cover of that album was like all those little like the way that it was like illustrated. But this song definitely propelled them into crazy, crazy fame.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they made a Broadway show about them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy how big these guys are. And Billie, they're still making music. I don't know if it's like great, but I mean, it's still pretty good. I mean, they're still relevant.
There are some bands still doing it, like 311 is still out there making albums and touring and stuff like that. But you know, it's a funny story. So the lead singer of this band, Billie Joe Armstrong, we have a friend, Matt Airy. Shout out to wherever he is. He used to love this one singer from this band called D-Generation, was a punk band, and the singer was called Jesse Malin, and he was obsessed with Jesse Malin. And I remember going to a Jesse Malin show in New York City at what was called there was a small music venue, I think, on the Bowery, and maybe it's called the Bowery, but like it was so small. And I remember going there to see Jesse Malin, and in the middle of a set, Billie Joe Armstrong came out. And if you could imagine how small this place was, it was basically like 2 one-bedroom apartments put together. That's like the floor, and that's how close you could get to like Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
Really?
Yeah, that was.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
What did he? So he just like played a song with him?
Yeah, he played one of Jesse Malin's songs, which I don't remember. Maybe it was D-Generation, the song. I'm unsure. You know, for lots of reasons I don't remember. But it was pretty cool to see. I mean, to really see someone that close that's like that super famous. I mean, especially in music.
Sure.
Yeah. But that was really cool. But yeah, that's my Billie Joe Armstrong story.
Nice. I like it.
And my Jesse Malin story.
Jesse Malin. Yeah, man, I'm going to say we can put this to the test. And this thing, in my opinion, this video definitely passes just being nostalgic. It is still a good video. It is a classic rock alternative video. Visually, it's great. So I think it definitely would be liked today, and also a great advertisement to go and listen to the album, and which we should put to the test definitely in a future episode. Because the albums, this is just the icing on the album, is this song.
Yeah, because we love putting icing on albums. I mean, it's really, really tasty.
Little cherry on top, whipped cream, icing, whatever. I don't know. I don't know why did I compare it to donuts?
Donuts.
Icing. I don't know. What else do you put icing on?
Cake?
Yeah, that's the doll's song. She wanted cake.
So I'm gonna agree with you. I think this totally passes. I will love to watch this again. I think it's hilarious. I just think it's funny as well. It's really fun to look at. And the songs, I like the song. So I think it's a good marriage between the video and the song.
Now, do you want to go with the winner, or do you want to go with, I guess we could go, doesn't matter. Let's do Zombie.
Yeah, let's do
By
Zombie.
The Cranberries.
By the
Cranberries. This video. Woo! This thing was a message.
Dude, first of all, the Cranberries themselves.
Did she die recently?
She did.
She died like last year or something like that.
Yeah, she died in 2018. This is such a weird band for me because I forgot how like heavy this song was. Because some of the songs that like I remember from the Cranberries much more, like Linger and Dreams, right? Which those songs, especially Dreams, are all so synonymous. It's such a synonymous song with like 90s movies, I think. That song is really great. When I put on Zombie, I was just blown away. So just a little bit about Zombie by the Cranberries is a protest song by Irish alternative rock band The Cranberries, written in memory of two young victims of a bombing that occurred during the Troubles, Jonathan Ball and Tim Perry. It was released in September 1994 as the lead single from their second studio album, No Need to Argue. 2 weeks ahead of the album's release, music critics have long recognized Zombie by the Cranberries as a masterpiece of alternative rock. And just a little bit about like that, what they were talking about, that the conflict there was primarily political and nationalistic, fueled by historical events. Then you tell me something, Manny, about exactly kind of what happened with this part.
IRA set off a bomb in the UK somewhere, and 2 kids died because of it. So she was really, like you said, like during the Troubles, and she was really, this pun is not intended on this. She was really troubled by it. So she wrote a song. She wanted to write a song about it and not to pick sides, just to kind of like tell her, to kind of protest that like innocent kids are dying off of this, fight that they have nothing to do with. And, she wanted to just write about it and felt really bad about these kids. There's so much going on in this. There's like original footage in this video. There's like her with the crucifix and like kids in front of her. It's powerful, man. This is a powerful video. Of course, we have the, intercut of them singing, of her dressed in that like Cleopatra, almost like, I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, but the original videos of like the soldiers stopping people in the Northern Ireland, like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was an anti-terrorist song, but like I said, like she wasn't really trying to choose sides. She was just trying to bring to light that there are innocents in this all, and everybody needs to take notice.
She has such a powerful voice. I don't think there'll be a singer like her, I think, ever again. And the Cranberries are such a different type of band. But I kept saying, and I kept thinking as I was watching it, like even the music was so heavy, and I forgot sometimes how heavy a rock band can be, but not be metal. Because for me, I'm a heavy metal fan, and there aren't that many hard rock bands that I would listen to. But this song was like that, and I was blown away by how strong it was. And she has such a strong voice as well. But the images of this video were just captivating. And I feel like though, but that's the 90s too. A lot of the times that like you could have videos that capture these moments in the 90s, because I'm reminded of that video by Blind Melon with the pictures of all the missing kids the entire time.
Yeah, Runaway Train. Yeah.
And that video was on TV all the time. You know what I mean? And I feel like that video, the idea that you can have powerful messages in videos, and it doesn't have to be, let's say, like pretty, and it doesn't have to be showing something like good, or like this is a party, or this is like good times are on the horizon, but like be truly kind of open and honest. It reminded me a lot of like things that we start seeing now with like Childish Gambino and like Kendrick Lamar, like raw videos about message that have messages in them.
Sure. It was powerful, man. There was a lot. You mean you put a crucifix in a video?
Yeah.
But you're making a statement, and like with the kid, it was a lot. Like I said before, so she said that this is the most aggressive song we'd written at that point. Like it was totally different. You had mentioned it.
Yeah.
Totally different sound than what people were used to by the Cranberries.
Oh yeah.
Like she was so taken back by what happened and needed to express herself, and she did a really good job about it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, and actually it's funny because like as I'm looking even as like information like on Wikipedia, it says like the music video for Zombie was banned by the BBC because of its violent images. It was also banned by the RTE, Ireland's national broadcaster. Instead, both the BBC and the RTE opted to broadcast an edited version, focusing on footage of the band in a live performance, a version that the Cranberries essentially disowned. Despite their efforts to maintain the original video out of view from the public, some of the initial footage prevailed, with scenes of children holding guns. The BBC's decision to ban the video hampered the song's success in the UK, where the song reached number 14 in the charts. I have
Good
such a
stuff, man.
problem with that idea of banning things like that. You're banning truth. Like that's what this like video like really made me think about. You know, I was just like, if you're gonna ban this, like what you that sends enough of a message to people.
Sure,
You
of
know?
course.
It's just like you're not allowed to see this. It's like, huh? Well, now I'm gonna go find that. You know, and especially now, there's no way you can ban things
It's
on
like
the
the best
internet.
advertising you could have, right?
Oh, but yeah, I love this video. I thought it was powerful. It was just visually outstanding. The music matched the video, and I thought it was fearless. And but also it's so weird about, like we said about the Cranberries, like it's the Cranberries. So like the other thing is like
Which is a
thinking of
funny
their
name
it's such a
for a
weird
band.
like why would you name the band the Cranberries? But then I guess because like we know them like as a band from our childhood, we never like really questioned it. But now I'm thinking like that's such a weird name for a band. Um, the Cranberries. Yeah.
What was the other songs they sung?
Their other big hits were "Linger" and "Dreams," which is really huge. There's a bunch of other ones as well, but I feel like "Linger," "Dreams," and "Zombie" I think are the biggest hits for me. Like are the most memorable songs for me from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to remember how that goes.
Which one?
Linger.
Oh God, dude! As soon as you hear it, you'll know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love like yeah, immediately it's just like, oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, perfect songs for like 90s movies. Got it. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Not Zombie.
No, I don't know what movie you what are you gonna put that at? Like, any
It's
90s.
an intense movie if you can put it on.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
mean
so
like Natural Born Killers or something. I don't know.
yeah, what a great movie. Whew, that's a test. That movie's fucked up. That's like a 4-hour test. Jesus, there's so much going on in that movie.
That's a
Yeah,
three-parter. We got to do.
we're gonna have a round table for that.
Yeah,
all right.
On that one, it's like you test Juliette Lewis, then you test Woody Harrelson, then you test Rodney Dangerfield, and then we go back and test the movie. That's 4
Jesus, man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you tested the director. Wasn't that Quentin Tarantino?
No.
Who was that?
Wasn't it like Oliver Stone?
That's probably what it was for. 1994 that came out. Yeah, Oliver Stone. You're right. Yeah, Dan gets the 5 points. Right, look at that.
Tom Sizemore was in that film too. Quentin Tarantino was in the cast. I guess he was in there in the movie.
Was he in the cast?
Yeah, it says cast.
Yeah, I remembered him in something. Yeah, dude, we got to watch that. That was a fucked up movie.
That movie didn't make a lot of money. Okay, sorry.
Tangent. And that's the nostalgia test tangent.
Yeah, if you like our tangents, you'll love all the stuff that we put on Instagram. I mean, because they're like tangents themselves. So definitely follow us at the Nostalgia Test on Instagram. It's like we have some good stuff up there.
Like, review, subscribe, and share. Yeah. Please, guys. That's the only way we keep going. Everybody finds out about us. If you like us, please review us. Give us a good review, 5-star review. Yeah. Pass it along. Share our tangents and our tests.
Yeah, and definitely share. Definitely, because we're doing some Instagram lives. I don't know when this will come out. I don't know how many we'll have at that point, but you can check them out on our YouTube page, but you can also check them out on Instagram. They're pretty hilarious. So.
All right. So now we are moving on.
Oh, no, wait, but we didn't
to the last. This. Oh, we didn't rate this. Okay, let's rate it. I'll go first. I'm definitely going to say that this is definitely nostalgic and it passes the test. I would have to say that it still has a message to this day that people should be listening to. But I feel like, do people actually listen to message?
I don't know anymore.
And protest videos? Because like there's so many of them. And there's always something, but it always has something to do relevant to the time. I still think it should be relevant. I think people should watch this. So yeah, I think it definitely passes. The content alone is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. It passes. It also makes me want to go back and listen to the Cranberries, and I feel like I'm gonna start, going through their discography, kind of like. But it's funny with bands like this, and that especially when this is gonna sound morbid, but it's not meant to be. But when a singer or member of the band, especially the singer, when the singer passes away, I'm always curious what the last album was that they were on, because the music always sounds so different. There's something in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird when Chris Cornell passed away. I listened to the last album that he had released, and it had a whole different kind of feel to it. It was funny. I didn't like Linkin Park when they were like a thing, but when the lead singer of Linkin Park passed away, I listened to their last album, and it was like totally different from everything they have ever done. I think same thing with like Queen when like Freddie Mercury was putting his final album together. It's really interesting to kind of see where that goes. So I really would like to go back and listen to the Cranberries, and you just kind of like hear her voice, because awesome voice.
Recently, Revival by Eminem featured a sample of this song in the song. Not that it was great. I kind of still like him. I'm just trying to make fetch happen. But anyways, so yeah, I would definitely say it passes the test.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing video. And now that brings us to our
final and the winner
is Weezer.
Weezer, Buddy Holly. Now, of course this one.
Of course this one.
One reason only. This video itself has nostalgia in it.
Oh my God. This video.
For people who are watching this.
They forgot. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. The adults would love this because there's a nostalgia part to it. It was edited great.
Yeah.
So it had to win. It was a video. Like, you're basing this just on the video. Now,
yeah.
Do I think the song Buddy Holly is ooh, wee, ooh, I just like Buddy Holly. Mary Tyler Moore. That gets repetitive. But just looking at the video, I thought it was edited great.
Yeah.
It was a shout out to Happy Days. I used to watch Happy Days at Nick at Night. Remember Nick at Night?
I remember going to my uncle's house and watching Nick at Night. It was the best time when I go there because we didn't have cable. So when I went to my uncle's, I was like, oh shit, it's time to watch cable.
I guess they cut a bunch of episodes from Happy Days and put on all the different scenes of them being at the diner or
Al's Diner. Is that what it's called?
I don't know exactly what it's called. Oh, I know. Is it Al's Diner? Arnold's,
right. Okay, Arnold's.
Yeah. So they cut up so many different things. And like, I think it was a dance-a-thon at one point because that was when Fonzie's dancing at the end.
Uh-huh.
Because they cut that with so many different things. I thought it was funny. It was done well. Like, they had the middle part where like it pauses the whole song and it says to be continued and like ends like as if an episode ended in the middle of like shenanigans at Happy Days, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, shenanigans.
That's what you called it back then, Dan. Shenanigans.
Hey,
that's probably a name of a like competitor to like Hooligans or TGI Fridays, like Shenanigans, where you can get your burger and fries.
Well, in this case, you get your fish, which is gross.
Yeah, what is that?
Dude, I guess that was supposed to be a joke.
On a side note, before you go on to something, you might want to cut this part out. There's a place called in Mineola. Do you remember that?
Dude.
I was like, you get burger and Coke. Come.
No.
It was right by the train station.
I don't remember anything about a train station at a certain point. Bad news, everybody.
I don't think I ever saw anyone going in there, and it was called. And I was like, what do they have? It's like, I always said it's like a burger and an 8-ball of Coke waiting for you in the bathroom of Mineola train station.
Yeah, if you go to get that, then you go to the and then you get robbed there or something.
Anyways, moving on. So, yeah. So the guy wanted to make sure you try the fish. So that was the joke in the beginning and the end, right?
That was the beginning and the end joke. They sandwiched it between fish. This video was directed by Spike Jonze, you know, the guy who also helped out on Jackass.
Okay. Didn't he also do like, I got 2 turntables and a microphone?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's
Spike Jonze has done a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He is, you know, pretty prolific. He began his career as like photographing BMX riders and skateboarders, and then he became crazy into directing music and so on and so forth. He's worked as an actor. He was
I wanted to do that.
Sofia Coppola for a while.
Good way to get in.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take away from Spike Jonze's talent.
No, he's a really great director, and
he's a part of the Illuminati, selling his soul, to the devil, and giving up some babies.
Yeah, edit point on that one. He knows how to frame.
Anyways, for a commercial break, this episode is sponsored by Lithology Brewing Company out of Farmingdale, New York. It's a Nano brewery. Come down. Ingredients, 60% New York ingredients. Edit point. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Spike Jonze.
Dude,
sorry, you were doing effects and I interrupted.
No, that was it. He BMX and then a director, and then worked with Jackass, Wild Boys. Did he work with the Bam Margera show? Probably that too as well. Anywhere where grown men were kicking each other in the nuts, you could find Spike Jonze.
I wonder if he did Action Park. It was just out.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville was in it.
Yeah.
Before the documentary Action Park, which, by the way, is phenomenal.
Yeah, I got it.
Class Action Park is actually what it's called. The documentary.
Seriously?
Class Action Park has not paid me to say this, but that is a great documentary for those who went to Action Park. If you haven't gone to Action Park, you may not think it was great, but it was a phenomenal documentary about a fucked up water park.
You could survive. It was great.
I did, like 3 times. 3 times. I went there 3 times.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm on Spike Jonze's IMDb, and it says Jackass producer 2021 in pre-production.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Is Jackass nostalgic? Could it be funny now? With all the different videos that you can see and like how crazy people are, and is it still relevant?
Put that to the test. That's a big round table, maybe. That's like, because I mean, even watching the movies over again, I mean, do I want to put myself through that? Do I like it? Am I going to hate myself afterwards? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But if you love this podcast and you're a sponsor out there,
you want to tip me?
Yeah, you can email us at the nostalgiatest@gmail.com. So,
that's right. All right, so back to we went on another nostalgia test. Nostalgia test tangent.
Nostalgia test tangent. Back to Weezer.
Hashtag Manny no shuffle. All right, so that doesn't make any sense at this point.
No.
Back to this Weezer video. We're here. Sorry, I don't know where we just were actually.
The problem is I hate this song. I've come to realize how much I hate this song.
See, I don't really particularly like this song, but I like the video because of its technical ability.
Yeah.
The skill level, I guess back then it was a skill level that's harder. It was harder to do then than now.
Oh,
now it'd be a lot easier to edit this in, right?
Oh,
they did a great job green screening them. They did a great job cutting all the different episodes that featured people at Arnold's dancing, all the major characters looking at them and reacting to them, getting mad, and even Fonzie dancing during like I said, what looks to be a dance-a-thon because everybody's like on the floor dying and Fonzie's doing this like leg kick thing and like they cheer for him at the end and leave, and then the band leaves and they're able to speak with Arnold. And like, I think I've seen the episode where they used to have a band. Like, didn't Richie, is that the guy's name, Richie?
I think so.
They had a band that would play. So it was like they put them in there. So I thought it was great editing wise. And I understand why it won. It's a very nostalgic video for those who are voting. Because it makes the people at that age, like we were too young to really care about Happy Days. The only reason why I watch Happy Days is because I watch Nick at Night a lot. But the people that were older had seen Happy Days, you know, if the Nostalgia Test podcast existed in 1994, they would have been putting Happy Days to the test.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
All the history on this. The guy that was the Molinaro, the guy who was like Arnold or whatever, Arnold's right driving.
Yeah.
He was in the actual video.
Yeah, they got him to react to him.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. None of it was done with computer graphics. The video was achieved without computer graphics, only clever camera work and editing. The
No, it was
video,
great.
the Buddy Holly video was included on the Windows 95 CD-ROM.
Ah, shit.
Yo, that's crazy. Oh my God. I hate this song, but the video is super awesome. I mean, it's so cool to kind of see the video. At first, I was angry at it, I think, because I was just like, this is bullshit video. Look at this dumb piece of shit. But then I was like, you know what? It's a fun video. It's also very well done. I mean, but here's the thing, and I know we're not doing the category right now, but Weezer also won for breakout video, and it was in the same category as Waterfalls and Scream, which,
What?
yeah,
They won?
yeah.
No. For
Yeah.
breakout video against Waterfall and Scream.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
Scream was like so much more
Breakthrough
ahead
video.
of its time.
Weezer won, and they were in the category with Green Day, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson for Scream, and Waterfalls.
I guess if you're comparing it to the skill of editing, and you're saying that there was no computer graphics in this video, I understand then why give this the best, because you had Waterfalls had that computer graphic of them turning into waterfalls, which I had no idea why that part was in it, and then you had Scream, which was all basically computer graphic. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah, they did get a couple, best direction, which they deserved. They weren't nominated for best cinematography in the video. They weren't even nominated.
Say that 5 times.
Yeah, but Rolling Stones won that one. I don't know why. I mean, they were up against Boyz II Men, Water Runs Dry, which, okay. All those helicopters. But it was a fun video. I really love watching it. The band themselves, I'm like over. I don't really listen to Weezer anymore. I used to listen to Pinkerton a lot. And I would listen to this album, but then I just stopped listening to Weezer, and and I never went back.
The other day, someone, told me I look like Rivers Cuomo. Was that his name?
Yeah.
And all because of my black glasses. I was like, that's all you're saying? Cause I don't know. My face is a little fat for him right now.
But you don't look like Rivers Cuomo. Just like, if someone's saying that because of glasses, they really, I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, Rob. Gotta call you out on that. You're the first person that ever said
it. That's a random thing. It's like, hey, you look like Rivers Cuomo.
I was once time compared to Chris Kattan, but that was when I was really younger, and I weighed 135.
Yeah.
Beginning of college. Anyways, so here we go. I don't even know what we said about this video.
It's just weird video because
good luck editing this section because we went everywhere. We went on our tangent as usual.
I don't think you noticed that I don't edit the Manny.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
You don't. That's just funny. You keep the mistake. You're like Mitch Hedberg in that way.
Hey,
keep it raw.
Keep it raw, dude.
Anyways.
I'm watching the Weezer video again.
Why?
I don't know, because it's just really. It's really weird because, I'm trying to look for someone in there. Does Ron Howard look like he's in high school?
No. Well, maybe. I guess he could have passed for. I don't know, man.
And maybe it was a nutrition thing. I just feel like people just didn't eat right as well. And maybe they just
Have you looked at your high school photos?
No. My yearbook is not even in LA.
Got it.
There's Mr. Miyagi. Did you notice Mr. Miyagi was in this?
He looked really young in that shit.
Yo, that was the weirdest thing. I'm like, why is Mr. Miyagi in this video?
Because he was a part of the show, Happy Days.
He was a part of the show?
Yes. Yes.
What part was he?
He's a character in the show.
Oh man, it has to be racist, probably, right?
Yeah, I'm sure, Dan. I'm sure.
I'm sure, Dan.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Guaranteed he had an accent, and I guarantee he said,
I'm guaranteeing they try to play up everything on him like a stereotype. It was just probably, fucking weird.
Dan, different times. All right.
Well, okay,
here we go.
So we're looking at the video itself.
The video itself.
So then I'm going to say if the video itself passes the nostalgia test, it's still a really, really good video. And actually, I think it's more than skillful. I think like you look at that video and I feel like I would rewatch the video. I'm not really crazy about the song. I really don't like the song and I really don't like Weezer. But the video itself, it's for me undeniably a good video still.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely skillful. Editing was phenomenal. Every time you look at it, you could see like them playing with the characters and how they cut it all in. So it's great. I think it's great. I think if you haven't seen this video, you should see it and just like watch them interact with, the different cuts that they put in and to make it look like that they're actually there. Oh, so I thought it was great, and it's even better to know that there wasn't any computer graphics.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feel like a lot of things that you and I like is like almost all practical effects or just something in there, especially Ninja Turtles, all that stuff.
Yeah, found out reason why I even love Elf recently because a lot of it was all practical effects as well, and now I understand why it like chimed in more because you didn't get. You got to watch the making of that.
I know. I got to see that.
That's crazy.
I got to see that. So you say it passes. Now, I guess the big question is, Manny, do you feel like that the right video won the 1995 VMA for Best Alternative Video?
I got to say yes.
Okay.
Because of the skill level of the video.
Yeah.
I would argue that either Basket Case or Zombie are a better song.
Yeah. I agree. It pains me to say that I think the right video won and it's Weezer just because it's Weezer. I guess I would rather have seen Zombie win, but I could see why Weezer won, and I guess it's the right choice. I guess I don't know, like watching this video, the Weezer video, like brought up so much, I don't know why, like just distaste for Weezer. I just hate their song. I just hate that song. It's just so stupid. I don't know. But,
I don't know if I like that many of their songs, so yeah. All right.
Wow,
guys, thanks for sticking out. Again, if this is your first time, please like, subscribe, share. Sign up for our newsletter. Dan loves to send out that newsletter, loves to have a new person on that emailing list.
Yes.
So
you'll get quotes from the episode, which are always really funny. I think one of my favorite quotes from previous episode was the one about the animal. We did the TV toy commercials when you said, "When does the claws come out of the animal?" And then I said, "When it gets hard." Funniest.
Oh man, that's what she said.
Oh God. But yeah, thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Nostalgia Test, and on Twitter, Nostalgia Test. And go to our website, thenostalgiatest.com. Sign up for the mailing list, suggest a test, and we'll see you in the next test.
Later.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.